Of the debt and all of the difficulties that they now say threatens us so much, we got to turn our freedom and our Constitution upside down and hand off our future to the government and to the party dictators who are now trying to tell us it's the only way to handle it. All of that was rooted in the collapse of our moral character and our moral integrity. That is the issue. It's the most important issue. It may be the only issue that if we address it can help to lift us finally out of this crisis. Because just as that money crisis is brought on by moral failure, so it turns out that that last line in the anthem calls us to a moral virtue, because that's what courage is. Courage means the willingness to stand for what you believe is right, even when they laugh and even when they ridicule. To stand for what you believe is right, even when they slam the door into your face and make you stand out on the street to face the bad time all alone. That's courage. Courage means that when you see the darkness of what seems like inescapable tyranny, and you know nothing but the chop and nothing but the plow, you will still take up your arms and go to battlefields where people speak languages you don't even know to stand for freedom. That is courage! And we have known it. And in all the previous generations of this nation's life, there have been those who showed that kind of courage. But today, as they take over our economic system, tell us that the only remedy for our problem is that the centralized bankers who created the problem should now be given control of all our money. And in order to make sure that we are able to achieve some kind of global result, we have this individual Maya going off to Europe and signing on to an agreement that says now, we can't even be mad anymore because we got bankers in America and politicians in America who aren't listening to what we say and who are taking our money in order to put it in the coffers of their greed and ambition. Because what he just agreed to lets European governments and European bankers control American corporations who shall run them, what their salary shall be, every aspect of their lives. Dick Morris said when the president came back, he said, the Declaration of Independence has been repealed. And I wonder, I'm glad to see the thousands out here, but when somebody turns to you and says that the independence declared 233 years ago, that the independence that has been watered with the blood of our patriots, that the independence that has been defended in every generation by those lives that we see in all the white crosses, in all the great fields of our patriot dead, that independence has now been destroyed, we shouldn't be indignant. We should be deeply, movingly angered by this destruction. At that control of economic life, that surrender of independence, you realize that, as was just told us in this wonderful, pithy, but extremely substantive speech, shows you can fit a lot into a short space. That was a great speech. Those words, which remind us, the destruction of our sovereignty didn't begin with that abandonment in Europe. Why do you think we have open borders across which millions upon millions of illegals have come into our country? Despite our laws, despite what was supposed to be our great power and security forces, military forces, across they came. It wasn't a lack of wherewithal, and it wasn't a lack of ability. It was a lack of political will on the part of leaders who were willing to leave that border wide open in the name of their globalism and their internationalism and their surrender of our sovereignty. And just as we were told, when we said no, what did they do? They did it anyway. And they are planning to do it now. There's only one big difference in all the bills they're putting on the table now. Now, not only will we have the Democrats